sports fans around this big, beautiful blue marble we call Earth, in whatever city you may live in. Welcome to episode 172 of the VWU Sports Podcast. I am, of course, the owner and founder of the bar, Mr. Jacob B. You can call me Jake the Snake JB. Doesn't matter what you call me. Just don't call me late for dinner. I am being joined, as always, by my co-host and barkeep, first and foremost, Mr. Brandon C.
Yeah.
And we're also being joined by our other barkeep and HNIC, Mr. C. Carter.
Uh-huh.
We're also being joined by our bouncy man himself, Mr. Zach George. Welcome in.
Evening. Allergies are kicking my ass, but evening nonetheless.
Welcome to spring. Welcome to spring. Join the club. We're also being joined by our other regulars. First and foremost, from the West Coast, Mr. Matty Dangerously.
Hey yo.
And from across the pond, joining back in, from the owner and founder of the Worldwide Wrestling Alliance, Mr. Hickey Worldwide.
Hello.
Yes, indeed. We got a lot to talk about on this, the 29th of April, 2025. It is the final edition of the podcast in the month of April, the month of laughs. So let's dive head first into this.
Absolutely.
Hey,
And we got ourselves another
hang
guest
on, hang
before
on,
we
hang on.
continue on.
Holy
Let's
fucking shit,
introduce him.
Albritton showed up.
Hold on.
Yes.
Jeffrey showed up.
Yes,
Oh,
let me
God.
introduce him. Coming in from the tri-state, he is the owner and founder of Shock Nation Wrestling. Please welcome the Tech Master himself, Mr. Jeffrey Albritton.
Greetings. Glad to be a part.
Yes, indeed. You picked the right time to join in, Mr. Albritton, because we're starting off with the NFL. We're going to break down the insane weekend, well, start of weekend if you count Thursdays, of the 2025 NFL Draft.
I didn't have
Gentlemen,
Albritton showing up to the podcast on my bingo card.
well, just sit down.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, we have witnessed, well, most people would consider this to be a very, very great NFL draft. Depends on who you ask. Of course, if you saw our show this past Thursday, and by the way, to the hundreds of folks that viewed our reaction to the NFL draft, we thank you so much for doing so. Number one, you saw Matt threw his trash can all over the place, and that's a reaction.
Hey, Carter. Did that happen after I left? Did I miss that?
Yeah. Well, actually,
Yes,
you did.
You
Yeah,
did.
you missed out on.
Mother bitch. God
Don't
damn
worry,
it.
don't worry. Our main man on the inside, Mr. Ray Dritz, will actually have it clipped, so we will try to get that clip for you and send it to you.
Yes. Now, I think also, first of all, we already know who went number one.
Yep.
Cam
We
Yes.
Ward.
already know who went number one. Cam Ward went number
Yep.
one.
Yep, he's going. Yep, Cam Ward was the consensus number one overall pick, and he went to Tennessee. As we bring in the Savage Man himself, Mr. Jamal Bedlam. Welcome in.
Yep, he made it here just in time.
Yes, indeed. And
Albritton out, Bedlam in. Got it.
yeah, and the real madness began with the second pick, because that's where everybody went, what? Because Cleveland decided, what, instead of going with the second pick, they decided to trade their second pick to Jacksonville, who decided to take the ball and run with it and go with the Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter.
I just want to point this out. I think that first and foremost, this is a very interesting trade that the Browns made, because Travis Hunter. I mean, he has made it clear that he wanted to be a two-way player, and if he wasn't going to be a two-way player, that he's done. So Cleveland just simply shipped him off to Jacksonville, and I think that he'll do a whole lot better in the AFC South than in the AFC North.
Most definitely.
because-
Yeah.
Let me
Go
go.
ahead,
The thing is, the Jags justified this because I think the Jags are planning on playing him both ways.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think
And
that's a good
like
possibility.
Jamal said best, best. It's better to be in the AFC South than the AFC North because of who's in that division. You got Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Cleveland's starting to get on the up and up, and then you got the bum ass Bengals.
That kid would get beat the fuck up if he stayed up here.
Yeah, so Cleveland sort of made the right call trading that pick to Jacksonville. They got some good returns, a good return out of it. And Travis is going to be in a good division with an up-and-coming team in Jacksonville. If they do him right, he's going to be a force in the AFC South.
You know something? I just want to point this out. I could, probably like in a couple of years, you can see the Jacksonville Jaguars and the.
I'm cutting my cam for now because I'm eating. Sorry, Carter.
That's okay. You can see both. I can see like in a couple of years. Ain't gonna be this upcoming season, but I could see in a couple of years. You can see the Jaguars and the Texans do battle for the top spot in the AFC South. I think that's a distinct possibility. Indiana,
I don't think the Colts are there.
Yeah, Indianapolis, the Colts. I don't know.
And Tennessee, it's going to take time.
Yeah, the best way to grade a draft pick. The tree said it best. Give him 5 years.
That's exactly the same thing what he did with. That's exactly the same thing what he did when 5 years. When he just released a video.
On the COVID draft. The 2020 draft.
Released a video on that. So I believe probably about 5 years time, we'll see what progress they make.
Where we're at.
Number 3, Giants selected. Dog, go butcher his first name.
Abdul Carter. They went with Abdul Carter for their first pick with their first pick of the draft. Interesting choice, honestly, for that.
Sorry, JB, but
I gotta cut you off. The interesting choice. It was the obvious choice.
Okay, fair enough. It was the obvious choice. They needed all the help they can get in defense. But
hold on, Jacob. Speaking of Abdul Carter, he wanted Lawrence Taylor's number, and Lawrence Taylor said no. Go out there and make your own impact.
Yeah, I'm with LT on that one. What the fuck are you doing?
I guess he wanted to follow his hero.
Make your own path.
Yeah, make your path your own. Do like Lawrence Taylor says, forge your own path and make your own name. Don't try to follow someone else.
Yeah, I can see that.
But speaking of which, believe it or not, this one is sort of the same thing. But believe it or not, he didn't ask for it. He actually got it by happenstance. When Travis Hunter got drafted, when Cam Ward got drafted by the Titans, believe it or not, Warren Moon, legendary quarterback for both the Titans and the then Houston Oilers, believe it or not, gave him his retired number 1.
Wait, Jacob, because he was traded to Minnesota the year before the Oilers moved to Tennessee.
Oh, okay. Well. Warren Moon decided that he gave his retired jersey number to Cam Ward. Cam Ward had said, go forth, young man. Be the next big star in Tennessee.
I thought that was really nice right there.
Let's be honest, I says here because this quarterback better work because Tennessee is having a race with Cleveland to see who goes through most QBs throughout years.
We'll talk about that later when we get to that topic.
Number 4, we had Campbell.
Will Campbell.
Yeah,
and Guruk was happy about it.
Yeah, Will Campbell went fourth. Will Campbell went fourth to New England, and it was the smart pick by the Patriots to go with some offensive linemen to help out there with Drake with their quarterback situation.
Agreed.
Absolutely.
And that was
number 5. Number 5, Mason Graham went to the Browns.
Definitely needed some help. Definitely needed some help for the defense for Cleveland, and it's a good choice. A lot of fans, a lot of people said it wasn't a big choice from Michigan's national championship winning defense, but the beggars can't be choosers.
It gives Myles Garrett another partner.
Definitely another dancing partner. You know.
Number 6 is Ashton Genty
And
into the Raiders.
Yeah, this is the one that this one was the one that I feel like
It was a strong move right there.
it was
for the
a
Raiders
strong
offense.
move, but it helps. But honestly, a lot of people think it's a bad choice, but I think it was actually the smart choice because the Raiders running back room is almost barren.
It is a mixed bag.
I
do
get
people think it's a bad choice?
because they don't
yeah.
have a good O-line. I completely disagree. I think this was the choice they had to make. They had nobody at running back last year.
Yeah, I was just
nobody.
Agree.
They have no one at running back. Period.
Yeah. This was the only choice I could say. I think this is the right move from the Raiders to get on track.
Safe to say it is a mixed bag.
I completely
build a
disagree.
whole line.
Suck in the division, of course.
You can build a whole line later in the draft.
Yes,
that's not that big of a problem.
So that's the
I
thing.
agree.
Yeah, so
This was a need for the Raiders. I think this was a smart pick.
Yeah, most
good
definitely.
move, and some Raiders fans says it's a bad choice. So it is a mixed bag.
The question is, are they going to be able to use them properly?
That's a good question.
Well, with Pete Carroll as their coach,
with Pete Carroll, I would say yes.
Yes.
Over
Pat
and
Carroll,
$64,000 questions over here.
Number 7, Armin
Membu goes to
from Missouri.
Yeah, it goes to East Rutherford. It's definitely going to help them out a lot on the offensive line to help out the quarterback. So it's good. It was a good choice on it for the Jets to get themselves some O-line strength.
I like this move because pretty much they needed. You need someone to protect Justin Fields.
Definitely.
And yes, Fields' speed.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And let me be clear: Justin Fields' speed can get himself out of trouble. But then when he gets himself out of trouble, his passing accuracy goes down quite a bit. That's why he's thrown quite a few interceptions. This will relieve pressure on that O-line at the Jets.
He needs to prove himself, essentially.
He was a good quarterback for the Steelers, and now he's on the Jets side. Adding OT will help him well with the
most
offense.
definitely.
Number 8, we had. I just go with McMillan because I cannot pronounce his first name.
I got this one. Tatara McMillan, wide receiver from the University of Arizona.
He's one of those fantastic wide receivers for Arizona.
I'm actually going to come in on this. Panthers need help all over the field. We can all agree on that.
Definitely.
I actually like McMillan is a rangy wide receiver, and he was ranked top 3 in most big boards. The wide receiver chart.
A perfect weapon for Bryce Harper.
Bryce Young.
Bryce Young was thinking.
Bryce Young. I like this pick because my God, they've only had Adam Thielen to throw the ball to.
And now they have.
And don't forget now Xavier Leggett.
Yeah, but now they've got a few options. If you get where I'm coming from, you're helping the quarterback.
Yeah, definitely.
Leggett, Thielen, McMillan, and Hunter Renfrew, who they picked up after.
Yeah, in free agency, that was a good move.
For the free agency. So basically now Bryce Young has some weapons to work with in the Carolinas.
Yeah. Now, number 9. The Saints selected Kevin Banks Jr.
from Texas.
I'm saying this now. It's a safe choice, considering the fact that we needed to work on our offensive line to protect our quarterback. Considering of what's happening now, we needed this more than ever. Okay.
Well, it wasn't a safe choice, but then y'all picked Tyler Shlow, who might not work out.
We're gonna get into
we'll get to that later. Yeah.
Something tells me we might want to not dig too deep because we might have a lot more to talk about.
I'm just about to round it out. Rounding out the top 10, number 10, we have Colston Loveland.
Colston Loveland, tight end from the University of Michigan. This could help them out a lot more with the passing game for Chicago.
When we had our other guest on for the draft, Shai Panda, the other Seahawks fan over there himself, he was the one who said, that the other tight end who got drafted in the first round was a draft player, and this was his number 1 tight end, if you remember.
Yep.
I don't get this pick though because I may get it if you want to run a 2 tight end scheme, okay?
Yeah.
But you've got Cade Otton right there in Chicago.
Who else?
You mean Cole?
That guy.
Cole Kmet, sorry. Yeah, they have Cole Kmet, who was a good tight end in my opinion. Like, if you want to run a 2 tight end scheme, I get it. So, like, I'm interested to see where that's going.
Most
I'm not saying
definitely.
it's a bad thing, though.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. There's some potential with this, but we got to see how this plays out.
There were some important things that I think we should mention when it comes to the draft. Shador Sanders.
Yeah.
We'll get to that like round 2 and 3.
Here's the
Well,
thing.
we're actually
We are
I
not doing
now
We're
because
not going through every
round.
round. We're not going through
let's do the important stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Like we
So-
said, Shador
that's
Sanders.
Hold on, time out.
That's
Right.
fair. Go ahead, Carter.
Nice work. Open up Pandora's box, Matt.
What?
I'm going on a rant. Now I mean it. Here's the thing. Now, I know many of our viewers are wondering where's Shador Sanders? How come we didn't mention his name? Shador Sanders did not get picked until the 5th round.
That is
Number
wild.
144.
That is
Now,
crazy.
here's the thing. Hold on, let me finish.
194.
Yeah. And I know Jamal brought this up during the draft that if Shador Sanders falls, Deion Sanders has to bear some responsibility. And here's the thing. Now, here's the thing. Because I seem to recall many moons ago, years ago, the San Diego Chargers had the #1 overall draft pick. And they was planning to draft Eli Manning.
Oh yeah, the 04 draft.
Oh,
Yeah,
I remember the 04 draft. Holy
And-
shit.
Archie Manning did not like the idea of Eli playing in San Diego.
Yeah.
So he tried to mastermind some kind of trade with the New York Giants, who had the next pick,
Phillip Rivers.
the Chargers. And what they did was a simple swap. Phillip Rivers went to San Diego. Eli Manning went to the Giants. And as they say, the rest is history.
Ironic.
History.
Yeah.
You know the irony in all this.
Hold on, Jacob. Let me
Hold
finish.
on.
I'll let you finish. I'll let you finish.
Here's the thing. So I understand what people are saying. But Deion Sanders should have kept his mouth shut. If he kept his mouth shut, then maybe Shador Sanders would have been picked. Next, would have been the next pick, and blah 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 blah. Spare me. Here's the thing, and this is the thing that's frustrated me. Shador Sanders, don't get me wrong, he did have some problems when he was in Colorado. Yes, he did well, and he did take the Buffaloes to the I believe it was the Alamo Bowl.
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And they lost to BYU. And Shador Sanders, yes, he's a good QB, and it's just frustrating to see him fall. And then to make the situation worse, you had some jerks in Atlanta that decided to do a little prank calling.
Yeah, that was a bad
yeah.
one.
I'm going to get into a rant on
crazy.
that.
It was another
Yeah.
person as well.
It was so bad. I hate
I'm
it.
going to get it. I'm going to get into a rant on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I ain't gonna do it
for
too long.
sure.
Yeah, I ain't gonna do it too long because we still got a whole lot of stuff to talk about, and I will have to done in 2 hours. But
Yes,
I think that's the frustrating thing about it. The frustrating thing about it is that we put so much pressure on these young men that we fail to realize that these are kids here. These are
youngins.
These are humans. And
Yeah.
we put so much pressure on them, it affects their self-esteem. It affects their mojo. It affects their attitude. It's really frustrating. It's really frustrating to me to see all this happen. Congrats to the Browns for like I said, the Browns didn't have much of a choice. Jimmy Haslam was in the room and had to pick him or you're fired. And you should have seen the way I just say,
Dylan Gabriel, what the
I'm
hell?
going to get
was
into
that?
the Browns.
I'm going to push back on what you're saying, though, because I have quite a few problems with that. One, if they wanted him that badly, why did they pick Dylan Gabriel?
Dylan Gabriel, what the heck was that?
That's my first counter. Two, this is also the same Deion Sanders who was like, oh, if my son went to the Browns, I would gladly push back against that. He made that a tweet in 2018.
Yes, that was a long time ago. Yep.
I remember it.
Yeah, that's kind of going to play a role, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
To a degree, yes, I do kind of hold Deion for blame for that. Because I don't think people want to deal with him at all.
You don't mind if
Is
I
it fair?
Oh, go on.
No. Is it a little ridiculous? Yes. But this is the NFL. Politics will always come up with flame. Dion, of all people, should know this. When you play the
Can't really argue
politics,
with that one.
they're gonna flip it on you.
Yeah, I'm gonna push on two things right now. One, to those prank callers, you fucking idiots. I know it was the Atlanta Falcons DC son. One, you're a fucking idiot of a son. You could have cost his dad his fucking job, you dumb fucker. So I hope he took his belts and whipped your ass, and I'm serious on that.
Oh, definitely.
He might have cost himself a future job in the NFL.
Yeah, legitimately. Yeah. Think about not only your future, but think about those around you you're affecting. You dumb motherfucker.
Oh, definitely.
Two, more importantly, and this is me with it, and I'm going to go on to another subject which I wanted to fit in this hour. Cleveland Browns, like, they're one of those teams who had a mixed bag draft, because the trade value they got in the opening round for the Travis Hunter trade, well done, okay? You got another first round pick for next year.
Well done.
No one could ever complain about that.
Right.
For sure.
It's the fact that you drafted two
QBs.
What the fuck? Are you doing?
Or better yet, way too many QBs they have.
Hold on, gentlemen. Let me just have this.
Aren't the Browns known for that?
Browns got 5 quarterbacks in that quarterback room.
Yeah. So
again,
of course they're going to be known for that. Just get rid of some of them.
What the fuck you need 4 backup for?
So here's my main issue with the Shedeur Sanders thing. If you really wanted to get him, why didn't you get him when you drafted Dylan Gabriel? I don't believe that the Browns suddenly cared at that point. I just believe, oh, shit, you look kind of stupid by doing that in the first place, so let's pick him up so we can avoid the hassle.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Let's check and see what the mega casuals have to say about this situation with the Browns.
All right, Shedeur, welcome to the Browns. What the fuck? Usually not a reaction we get when we draft a player. It took you until the 5th round. We're also very happy that you're here. Also, what is he doing here? Huh? Oh, that's Dylan. We drafted him in the 3rd round. Believe me, I know. And what about them? Joe, Kenny, that Super Bowl winner, Kenny, and Predator? You don't think this quarterback room is a little crowded? If I'm being honest with you, we're basically just throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks. Hey man, I can't wait to compete with you for this. Yeah, sure. Compete with me. Huh? Predator is getting cut. Joe just got paid, so he's on the team no matter what. And there is no way in hell that I get cut or put on the practice squad, so it's between you and Kenny. That's super practice squad Kenny. Aw. And why wouldn't you get cut or sent to the practice squad? Think about the revenue alone that my name will bring the Browns, and mine won't. Yeah, I know. We are so sorry, Dylan. Why'd you even draft me if you were gonna draft him? No reason. Owner meddling? Yeah. What? Nothing, Pookie. Pookie? I don't know.
Yo! Why is that accurate? Why is that accurate?
Ladies and gentlemen,
why the fuck is that?
A literal fucking mess.
Yep.
Speaking of mess, I have something.
Oh, go on.
I have something that I want to mention. The Baltimore Ravens made a few interesting picks.
That makes your defense lethal now.
Hang on, can I ask my question?
What?
I'm just gonna have this set up here.
Go ahead.
Why the fuck do I have a feeling that Jamal said interesting because we made a few rant-worthy stupid decisions. I'm starting to learn how Jamal speaks, and I don't like the sound of interesting.
Oh,
you're about to find out right now. First of all, I like the idea of us drafting Tyler Luke. I approve of that, actually.
What are you talking about?
We need to get rid of Justin Tucker.
Draft.
Okay.
Oh, Justin Tucker, yeah, because you drafted another kicker.
Yeah.
He got it. And I think that don't says a lot of good about him when we draft a kicker. When have the Ravens ever drafted a kicker?
I mean,
the last time
fair
we
enough.
did that was Justin Tucker. So
yeah. Let me go in because I'm going to target. I guess we're going on like draft question marks and draft losers.
Now hold on.
So
There's two. There was another one.
Oh, go on.
Mike Green. There's a reason why I said interesting because the talent of Mike Green isn't the problem. It's the the sexual assault allegations hanging over his head. Interesting that an AFC North team loves players with sexual assault allegations hanging over their head. It's almost like it's common practice here. Is the talent the problem? No. Is the off the field stuff a problem? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what are you doing? What are you doing drafting a guy like Mike Green,
especially
knowing that you have the Tucker situation going on, especially knowing that you have the zero tolerance policy that you cited when it came to Deshaun Watson? Guess what? Now you just added more scrutiny upon yourself. You fucking idiots. Did you pay attention to that? Because I know I did. I didn't know his case was that bad until I looked into it. Oh, God. What are we doing? No, seriously. What the fuck are we doing?
Yeah. Like, can I go?
Hold on for a sec. We'll get to Hick in just a moment. But we also have to bring up, Brandon, you got some explaining to do.
Oh, you want to laugh. Wait, go on. I'm a first-round pick and you aren't. What could you possibly have to say? It's not what I have to say.
You see, now it's just unbelievable that the entire league is letting the next Marino, the next Brady slip like this.
I'm so happy I went first, mainly because I didn't have to listen to that for the rest of the night.
Same.
Trav, what the hell? You're my boy. But Mel was insufferable last night. How's everyone feeling about last night, though? Fuck you. Sorry, no, I was asking players drafted in the first round. Fuck you again.
Now, no one says fuck you quite like Shador does.
I feel great. Being the second overall pick feels pretty cool. How do you think you're going to be used? Often. That's not what fair though. Ashton, how you feeling? I'm basically the only running back on my team, and my head coach is the same guy who gave Marshawn Lynch 1,000 carries a game. Yeah, safe to say I'm thrilled. And Dart, more like fart.
And another great joke by Sanders. I am telling you guys, once this kid is a Hall of Famer in the NFL, look for him to be a Hall of Famer in stand-up as well.
I'm in the biggest market in the country. There's no pressure for me to start right away. And even when I do start, I have one of the best offensive coaches plus some elite neighbors to throw the ball to. This is awesome. Plus, dude went from a third-round contract to a first. Yeah, that too.
Go.
Okay, not yet.
Now for Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart is in a good place. Maybe not for Giants fans. Maybe for the sanity of Brandon, not. But he's in a good place.
In a good place. So you see Brandon's crash out.
I know how that feels.
I don't think he's
dude, Brandon looks like he's getting ready to crash out.
He didn't even have a big crash out compared to Matt over here.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good idea to draft a running back instead of drafting Matthew Golden.
Yes.
Hold on, wait a minute. Brandon, like, if you get ready to head out to MetLife Stadium and do the home run derby.
No, chill.
And speaking of which, can I push on from this point now?
Go ahead, Hick.
Ladies and gentlemen, my loser of the NFL draft is being talked about. Yes, I'm going for two teams as big losers in my opinion. Okay, and these are two teams which ain't even. And I'm not. And here's the fun thing: I'm not even sticking within the NFC West. Okay, I'm playing the rivals card. No. Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Go ahead.
You got Trey Harris in the second round, so at least you made up for the fuck up in the first round, okay?
Yes, I'm going to give him a chance.
But Najee Harris is already on your roster.
Right.
You didn't need a running back. You could have got the guy who Seattle got in round 7, Martinez. He was the top 10 running back, by the way, on everyone's big board, okay? In the later round for a backup running back to Najee Harris. I don't get why you got Amari Hampton. I think that was a wrong fit. I get Gruden's style of running the Sorry, not Gruden. Harbour's style of running the football. Okay.
Yes.
But pretty much, I thought that was stupid because Matthew Golden was right there. Who on many of the big boards I saw pre-draft was, like the number 1 rated receiver.
Yes.
And now you let him go to Green Bay, who will benefit greatly from him. So pretty much, I think you lot fucked it on that, and I'm gonna be brutally honest, okay?
Oof.
Thank you.
Not him saying you fucked it. That's rough.
Yeah. No, Carter, can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Can you put a Saints fan on the big screen for me?
You can put what?
I know why.
Welcome to loser number 2 of the NFL draft.
No.
Yeah.
The bigger loser
Jacob,
is the
I'm
New
sorry.
Orleans Saints.
I'm sorry for what's about to happen.
I have teams who I have as winners as well. A couple of teams I have as winners.
Well, excuse me here, kid. Try to.
Yeah, I'm keeping it brief. Tyler Slow, 26-year-old coming off a major shoulder injury, as your QB for the future.
Why the
When
heck?
you already have a quarterback who is coming off of a shoulder injury, who also lost a kid.
Just someone
I hate
tell
to be.
someone
Unfortunately, I hate to
explain
be.
this.
Look,
Picture man.
Look, I'm already telling you this. I said this in the Discord chat. I want you to take a look outside and look at what I see. It's my field of fucks, and that field is barren.
Yeah, I think that was.
Don't get me wrong, I get it, but goddamn.
Yeah,
y'all could have took Shador Sanders a mile ago.
You could have had Shador. You could have had Milrow before us.
Well, let me jump in because it's obvious Mickey Loomis has broke Jacob to pieces.
Yeah, team who I'm actually going to say good draft, dead quick. New England Patriots. I really like what they did. They gave Drake May some weapons. They also protected Drake May, getting Will Campbell, who's one of the top, who was the top tackle in the draft, and also getting what on people's poll was the top-rated center in the draft in Jared Wilson, who they got in the 3rd round. I think New England had a very good draft, so I'm actually going to give praise to New England, which feels.
In spite of my bitching, I will also say Baltimore still did beyond well past expectations, considering.
Yeah.
You address defense when you needed to.
I think the Ravens are the winners as well.
Yeah.
I think Raiders are winners. I think New England's winners. I don't want to get listen. I don't want to be biased when it comes to the Seahawks, but if you look at all the grades for the Seahawks draft, I would dare anyone to say we were not winners of that draft.
I would also say the Rams won their draft too, considering.
Yes, considering Atlanta, who was my 3rd loser, of fucking idiots.
they traded next year's draft pick.
How do you trade a 1st-round pick for a late-round 1st-round pick? How do you trade next year's 1st for number 26? Make that make sense.
All I gotta say
it doesn't.
Hold on. All I gotta say is Atlanta better not finish with the worst record next year.
Oh, I'll be fucking pissed if the Rams get Archie Manning.
Well, they don't. I don't give them a decent chance, considering.
Yeah.
Fucking the Buccaneers decided to load up on wide receivers and edges.
Yeah. Here's the thing, because look. First of all, thankfully, we did come to our senses in the later rounds and start to work back on the defense. We just drafted a wide receiver in the 1st round.
To be fair, you were coming to your senses by drafting wide receivers, considering Godwin and Evans are both about to hit 30.
Yeah.
You know how wide receivers get after 30.
Yeah, so that's the reason how come NFL stands for not for long. But I just think that. Don't get me wrong, having a loaded offense is great, but it doesn't mean a hill of beans that you can't stop the other team from scoring.
It also don't really have to mean shit when y'all won the division 5 years in a row, even without a defense.
You know what, that is true, Jamal, but mainly because have you seen the quality of this division?
That was actually my next question to you, Carter, but you already answered it. How the hell do y'all win the division 5 consecutive years without a fucking defense? Make sense.
And I am
imagine if my Broncos was able to win the division without a defense.
Well, let's see. Let me ask this last question. Saints are in Loomis Hell. Falcons' mind has flown south. And I mean down the South Pole.
Panthers are going to be a better Panthers. Yeah. I think the Buccaneers walked the division this year. I think the Panthers are the next team up.
Yeah. I think
I can see that
Panthers
from
are really
happening.
going. Yeah, I think Panthers are really going. Let me go ahead and play this real quick from the Mega Casuals.
All right, with the NFL draft done, I brought you guys here because you guys are some of the biggest winners from the draft. Wait, how can you know who's a winner without even seeing how the players
Hey,
are
Philly, shut the fuck up.
That's Kansas City's problem. They're going through winning withdrawals. They'll take any and all wins that they can right now. We're a winner! And no one can take that away from us. Yeah. So, New England? You okay? We're not used to being considered winners of the NFL draft, so we don't really know what to do right now. Well, you deserve your flowers, because, all you've done is set Drake May up for success, and you might even be in contention for
First place in the division?
second place in the division. Any chance we could sniff second place in our division? Got a better chance of Abdul Carter getting number 56 from Lawrence Taylor. Took the words out of my mouth. Has the NFL just not learned their lesson with you in the draft? No idea, but in Howie we trust, and he continues to basically bat 1,000, which is coincidentally how many sacks we might have this season. We really thought that your defensive departures in the offseason were going to maybe cause you to take a step back, only to address everything perfectly in the draft. It's been 45 seconds since I was the center of attention. Okay, Aaron Rodgers, you guys addressed every single need of the team, and you took the annual fuck it wide receiver pick. Is this one going to get arrested too? Hey! Maybe.
God damn it.
Damn it.
Yikes! Happens to Kansas City almost every year. If our receiver gets arrested and sent off to jail.
I did Philadelphia were once again on demon time. Getting Jaheed Campbell to that defense is scary.
He can't keep getting away with it.
You can't keep getting away with it.
Go ahead, Jeffrey.
I got a legitimate question real quick though. How many let's just say how many either damn near perfect or perfect drafts in a row has Philly had? They can't keep getting away with this.
Last 3 to 4 years, they've had near flawless drafts.
Let's go ahead and change the subject because we got a whole lot of show to do.
Let's get off the gridiron for now because we're gonna let them go do their things. Let's get on to the hardwood. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a lot to talk about because, well, before we get into everything, we do have some Ubers to get out to hand out.
Well, first and foremost, and we will get to the Ubers in a sec, because it's the two teams, and the first team I want to talk about is Memphis. Okay, now here's the thing, Memphis, please sit down and.
Let's have a
this, I'm trying to understand this correctly. Give me the floor, because I'm trying to understand this correctly. Because we spoke about this Thursday. The Grizzlies had a 29-point lead, and that lead went up in smoke. The moment John Morant went down, hurt. And Scottie Pippen Jr., to the best of his ability, tried to carry the Grizzlies to victory, but they lost game 3. And then they end up losing the series barely in game 4. They put a value fight.
Apologies, Carter, but
so much for being good in the West.
Apologies, Carter. I don't think the Grizzlies lose that game 4 with Ja. Obviously, that was an injury, and it led to a collapse.
Yeah,
the players around the other players ain't good enough. If it were, it says the Grizzlies right for firing the coach mid-season. I'm not going to even say about that. But pretty much, if Ja's healthy, they win that game 4. They extend it to game 5 where they get put out. Okay, that's not the team we should be talking about of who got the.
We'll get to Miami in a minute.
Yeah, first things first.
But don't they play better without Ja?
They did. They to some extent. They did. To some extent.
Memphis, I'll say this. You tried. Even when you had Scottie Pippen's son playing out of his skin, and John Morant unfortunately getting taken out in game 3. Unfortunately for you guys, I do believe, unfortunately for you guys, y'all face the wrath of Odin's son and his Mjolnir. So unfortunately for you guys, there's something waiting for you at the door.
Look at it this way, fellas. Now that the season is over, Grizzlies, you can go ahead and hang out on Beale Street.
Play it.
Yeah.
Fun time there.
Hey, Memphis, You Uber outside. Ironically enough, they did not go out with a bang. Well, when you get to the 2 seed and decide to celebrate by firing your coach, this is what happens. Their greatest accomplishment? Blowing a 29-point lead.
Damn.
Damn, brother. Damn.
Man,
Allie went to the other side.
Hold on, gentlemen. Miami, just bent over.
Man.
Miami just bent over, put their shorts down, and just
took it.
Just took it.
Yeah, I like South Beach.
What is heat culture? A dead
Heat
culture.
culture is taking it raw
A
and
dead
hard.
culture.
It's like Miami Heat rage quit already.
It is a dead culture. And listen, Pat Riley, legend. I think his time is up.
Yeah.
I think because pretty much with the way you alienated Jimmy Butler, and we need to get into that, considering how he's playing for the Warriors after the beating they gave Golden State. They're giving them Houston, which I kind of expected because the Warriors have that team's number. Mm-hmm. Pretty much. I think Pat Riley needs to be done because I don't think you're going to attract any free agents though without you alienating Jimmy.
No, I think Pat Riley needs to be done.
And let me be clear, I'm not saying Jimmy wasn't at fault because Butler was at fault for some of it himself.
Right.
But pretty much, I think this for me right now needs to, for the Miami Heat to get back their Heat culture, because you got beat by an average of 30 plus points off the Cavaliers. They didn't just beat you, they annihilated. Pretty much they stole your lunch money, pulled your pants down, gave you a wedgie, and then threw you in the locker and threw away the key. They absolutely bullied you.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Pretty much.
I'm going to go into There Will Be Blood. There, if y'all know the movie, thank you very much. They decided to barge into your home, eat your food, and drink your damn milkshake.
Yeah,
that's a fantastic fucking movie. By the way,
Time out.
Oh, hold on, that Carter.
Here's the thing. It's almost like as if someone was playing NBA 2K and in the middle of the game, someone quits and the screen says, game can't continue due to opponent leaving the game early. Something like that.
It's the same thing with MLB The Show. Me and Brandon know all about this when you're playing ranked and you're doing everything's going fine, and the next thing you know, somebody decides, "Hey, I'm done with this." They leave.
Yeah, and that's what happened. That's what happened.
That was the worst thing. They quit. They quit in that fourth game.
Yeah,
they did.
They
like I said, they rage quit.
Yeah, let's just be honest about ourselves here. We knew they didn't have a chance against the Cavaliers, but good Lord. Game 3 and Game 4, by the way, Derek.
Shit.
Derek's here. What's up?
Hey,
this guy is going to have us have a sea of wear by the time this show is over. But I just want to point this out. I mean, for the Heat to just quit in Game 3 and Game 4, like I said, they didn't even show up. What's the point? I mean,
they just get rid of the bad coach. That's all that was.
Yeah. So Miami, I hate to break it to you, but unfortunately for you guys, we got to cash the tab out because you nearly drunk our entire inventory. We can't stand it, and there's no wait for you at the door.
Yeah.
Hey, Miami. You Uber outside? Nah, getting 50-piece at home is diabolical. Well, if they didn't piss off Jimmy Buckets, maybe they don't get swept. You know the funny part? Heat fans are probably actually glad this season's over.
That is cold.
What a waste.
But you know what's even funnier about this playoffs? Hey, Shannon Sharp, how's that Lakers in 5 talk now, boy?
I was just getting ready to mention that.
Let Jamal go. He wants to go. Pop off, Jamal.
So Miami, this is what y'all did, right? This is the effort you put in against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Why did y'all even try?
Quick bonus facts.
There was Heat fans saying Miami was gonna win in 6. That takes ages like horse shit. They didn't even try.
That shit aged horribly.
This is why I have
worse than milk. It's worse than milk.
Quickly, that is their second consecutive.
Don't get me wrong. There are some takes that have popped up on this pod that age like milk. And trust me, we'll get to that.
I've said a couple of them.
Me, you, the Brit have.
I admitted my football take was bad this past week in the chat. You saw that.
Miami winning in 6 is delusional as shit.
Yeah, they got annihilated. Now, can we get into the current ongoing games, because I have a few lined up right now.
Well, first and foremost, let me go ahead and hold on, Matt. Matt. Let me just bring this up because, as a matter of fact, we already have a game going on right now, even as we speak.
Yeah, we already got a game already underway. I got to see if I'm doing this right. Over at the Field House, I think I got it right.
Gambridge Field House.
Someone tells me our Hoosier boy is sweating bullets because with 6 minutes and change left in the half, the Bucks are leading the Paces without Damian Lillard 40-23.
Oh my God!
Game 5.
I am not too worried because this is also the Bucks.
Yeah,
Do not forget who their coach is.
Yeah, here's the deal. No, here's the deal. I'm not worried about the Pacers overall in the series. I still think they will win the series even if they lose Game 5.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worried for them getting swept next round by the Cavs if they lose Game 5.
Let me just point this out, because I could pretty much imagine as soon as Chicken Little sees the score, he's gonna be going on Discord yelling, "Oh, the sky is falling! The sky is falling!"
Carter. Yep, I'm glad we don't have to deal with that in the bar anymore.
Carter, I'm dead serious on this. They lose that Game 5 and have to play an extra game.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's say they win Game 6, okay? You better fucking not go 7 with a Bucks team without Damian Lillard. Now I'm just making that clear. I think even if they go to Game 6, you've got a fresh killing machine in Cleveland who I think will sweep them.
Mm-hmm.
I think they need to win tonight to avoid. I think they need to win tonight to avoid a sweep in the next round. The Pacers. I'm not even kidding.
If somehow this series, it's the Pacers and Bucks go 7 and the Pacers lose, that enforces on what you said. Like,
oh my God! If they well, I don't want to. Listen, I'm not going to get into that considering there's another series which needs to hopefully be closed out tonight. But pretty much, I think if they go an extra game, they're getting swept by Cleveland.
Now let me also bring this. Hold on. Let me just. Let me go. Go ahead, Jamal.
I was about to say, I don't think it matters who wins this series at all because Cleveland is gonna have an easy time with no matter who the team is.
Mm-hmm.
Both of you aren't exactly looking good, irregardless of the circumstances.
I agree.
Yeah,
definitely.
Now let me just bring this up. Last night, after the Cavaliers pretty much sent the Heat to the woodshed, the Heat have not come out yet. Jimmy Butler decided to put on a show of his own over in San Fran. Warriors have defeated the Rockets last night, 109-106. And
how about pouring salt onto that open Miami wound?
Let me just point this out for Houston. Houston, I'm pretty sure you woke up I'm pretty sure you wake up every morning the same thing sounds like this. They say we're young and we don't know. We won't find out until we grow.
Someone lend Houston a hammer because they can't stand Cher.
I'm just gonna do the cheesiest and most obvious line ever. Houston, you have a problem. Golden State owns you.
Yeah.
With that being said, Golden State sure does love to make it ugly as shit.
Yeah.
Oh, most definitely.
That game was way too close.
By the way, as much as I fucking hate him and he's an annoyance, Draymond Green is playing lights out.
Oh,
Draymond is playing lights out.
And he also got a bullshit penalty, bullshit flagrant kind of thrown at him. Which
Draymond's playing lights out. I think Draymond and Jimmy have been the difference. And this is with Steph not playing his best, which is scary.
Well, he's getting...
If Steph gets back to his full best, the Warriors are you always have to consider the Warriors a dangerous threat because the pedigree is there.
Well, let me also bring this up, gentlemen, because I know one player is completely playing out of his mind. Anthony Edwards.
That man playing out of his goddamn skin.
Yeah,
the Lakers, we need to have a talk about how you are down, how you are getting bullied around by the
are getting bullied hard.
Fuck getting bullied. Lakers are going home.
Yeah.
I'm very adamant on this. They are going home. I think they may survive Game 5. They're going home in Game 6. They're going home. They're not getting back to crypto. Let me go and let me be clear. I think this could be over in 5 because what JJ Redick did in Game 3, and I get the risk, but what a huge fuck up. Playing that entire second half lineup and not making any subs.
No subs, especially last game. Yes.
You're gas.
Yep.
LeBron's about, like, by the time catches up to LeBron, and he's played all right. But, it's Father Time. I've got an echo coming through someone.
I think
it was echoing.
Oh, Brandon.
I think Brandon.
I'm not
Okay.
echoing. Damn.
Hold on. It's.
Settings.
I don't think so. I don't think it's me.
Let me
It's
check
not me.
that.
I think it's Matt.
Not me. I give you that.
Okay.
It's gotta be Jose. Try muting. All right.
All right. Yeah. So, no, I can still hear.
No, wait. Not Jose. Try Zach.
It's not me, so I don't know why you people think it's me.
Let me
now,
refresh.
let me go ahead and get to what I was trying to say.
I'll just refresh.
Thank you, Jacob.
Echo's gone. That's good.
Anthony Edwards Sunday against the Lakers, 43 points against the LA Lakers.
Damn.
All right, in all seriousness, yeah, that was a bad one.
Yeah,
they were not even playing well. They were playing dunce. And JJ Redick is facing a lot of pressure.
Hold on, we'll get you back in here, kid.
We'll
I just think that, boy, all I gotta say was easy and simple. Timberwolves, you have a golden opportunity. Might take full advantage of it. I don't know whether or not if the Lakers come back and win this series, it'd be a miracle, maybe. But
yes.
It could happen.
Small ratio chance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it
White
could happen.
Wolves, Werewolves, Timberwolves in 5.
Now, Garrick, why don't you tell us what's going? Well, actually, let me twist it around. The Celtics defeated the Magic 107-98 on Sunday, which is how they got a 3-1 lead.
I think we close it tonight, by the way.
Yeah.
I think they're going
to. 8:30. 8:30 is game 5.
Mm-hmm.
We better be freaking closing it because game 3, just looking at the scoreline, that was infuriating. Like Jamal says, the Celtics played down to competition. They weren't playing up to their level. They played down to the Magics. That's not good.
I'm going to get into the thing with the Celtics is they need to close tonight because not only that, as I mentioned, they're a bit banged up as well.
Yeah,
they need to close tonight.
Yeah, and later on this evening, over at the Ball Arena, we had the Clippers and the Nuggets.
I missed the other game which was mentioned, by the way, Drew. That's how you get into that.
Yeah.
By the way,
there's one more game 5 tonight, Carter.
Yes, the Pistons and the Knicks.
Oh, that's
so I'll quickly go into Clippers Nuggets. I've been saying that's my 7-game series out the West, and that's going to continue tonight. What a great series of basketball and a war of attrition you are seeing. Knicks, I'm going to be honest. I think the Knicks tonight will struggle to close because it's been their record. They've struggled to close at MSG. Don't think they've done it since 1992. Not only that, but the refs tonight, I think, are going to give some of the Detroit some makeup calls because of our game already, which I'm fully on here to admit Bullshit call. Should have been a foul. Pistons should have had a chance to make the series level at 2-2. Note, I'm not complaining because let me be honest. You wanted physicality, Detroit. You want to play like the bad boys you are. I don't want to hear you all coming at us saying, "Oh, we got a foot by a missed call and all that." You were the guys who said, "Oh, we want to play, we want to play physical. Let the rest be lenient." You lot fucking opened your mouth on that. You got burned by it. That's just the truth. Tough shit. I would, if the Knicks close tonight, like this is me. I still think the Knicks are going home next round to what is a presumed match against Boston. Okay, and that's me being fair. But if the Knicks want the best chance possible against Boston, I think we need to close tonight. Because if we close tonight, I think the series may go 7, but I think the Knicks could have a chance to win it in 7 if they close tonight.
Yes,
makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense.
Especially if Boston get extended, which I don't see happening.
Well, if the miracle does happen tonight and Boston gets extended to Game 6. Well, you got yourself a golden ticket, basically.
Yeah.
Well,
Jamal.
I would like to add on to certain things by shading that, one, the Nuggets have felt very underwhelming in spite of certain leads that they might be having. It's like some of these teams that should be looking strong don't look strong at all, even with the lead that they had.
The only team that's looked like the proper self is the Cavs.
Any team that went 4-0 is the best team heading into this right now. Because they locked it in. They sealed the deal. Everyone else I have questions about. The Knicks, from the talks that I have had, and I've mentioned this, there are some flaws. The fact that Detroit is keeping it that close with all the bullshit going on is not good.
Oh, definitely. We'll have to see what happens.
But I expected a dogfight.
The Nuggets struggling with the Clippers is also crazy, but I know Kawhi plays his ass off in the postseason, so that's to be expected. Boston
we're going to see what happens later on tonight because, we're going to see what happens later on tonight because, as stated, aside from the Pacers Bucks game that's going on, it's about to go to halftime with 3 minutes and change left. Later on tonight, at 7:30 at the Pizza Box, the greasiest barn in the league. The Knicks and Pistons getting ready for Game 5.
That's not at the Pizza Box, motherfucker. That's
in the Garden.
That's at the Garden.
That's at the Mecca.
God damn it!
We need to go.
Okay, so it's at the Mecca. Okay, thank you.
If we close tonight,
Knicks need to close.
Close it tonight and
the truth. Listen, I'm being honest here, okay? The Knicks, I don't give them a shot against Boston. I certainly don't give us a shot against Cleveland, where Cleveland's playing right now. But I give us more of a shot against Boston because of Boston being banged up. Even we will admit this. Tatum's a bit banged up. Brown is banged up right now. Geralt will admit this. And, of course, Drew Holiday is out right now, okay?
Zach will agree with you on this one as well.
That is why Boston have had such... And I don't know if Weevil and Sat will agree with this. I would say Orlando may have run them a bit harder than they expected during these current games so far.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, so pretty much, if the Knicks want the best chance to beat the Celtics, they need to close tonight. If the Knicks close tonight, I will pick Knicks in 7. Even though I'm not confident on that. That is a fanboy pick.
Yeah, let me go ahead and interject for a second because there were some awards that were handed out. First and foremost,
the NBA awards.
These awards have been handed out. Not all of them have been handed out yet, but what I can tell you is the Sixth Man Award, Sixth Man of the Year award went to Peyton Pritchard from the Boston Celtics.
Nice.
Yes, the Clutch Player of the Year went to Jalen Brunson of the New York Knicks.
I like that.
And the Defensive Player of the Year went to Evan Mobley of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Yup, makes sense.
Yeah.
Teammate of the Year award went to Stephon Curry. And the NBA Hustle award went to Draymond Green. So
nice, very nice, very nice.
What's the Hustle award before
The NBA Hustle award went to Draymond Green.
No, I mean, what is the award?
No, what's
Oh.
what's it? How do you get the award?
Best utilized hustle to help their team win on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
Which he does do, in spite of my numerous attempts to
the
shit on
clutch player of the year being Jalen Brunson is a dog. Considering what Brunson is doing in the fourth quarter of these games.
Considering how much he's been carrying you guys in this Piston series, that's fair.
Not only that, though, not only Brunson, to be fair, if we're going to win tonight, he needs to do it again. When Carl Anthony Towns shows up, he didn't show up. The reason why we lost game 2 was Cat was a no-show in game 2, okay? That is the truth. For MSG, Cat was a no-show. Game 3 and 4, he quickly corrected it. He showed up. And that's what helped the Knicks. And yes,
you think he's going to show up again to close out?
The Knicks, they needed to show up if they're going to close out tonight. The Knicks got a bullshit call in game 4. I'm not going to deny it, okay?
Hello.
It was a foul from Josh Hart onto, the Hardaway Jr. It was a foul. I'm not going to deny it.
Yeah, even the refs after the game admitted it was a fucked up foul.
Yeah. But pretty much, that was the way the series was being played. The truth is, they wanted physicality. I don't feel bad for them because they're the ones saying they want physicality and we want to, play it loose, if you get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
And I get we all will I complained last year when the Knicks got fucked over with the travel call from Tyrese Maxey, if you all remember that. On the 4-point play during the Philadelphia one. I went fucking mad because it was a clear travel.
Yeah,
but
you
went
quite mad about that.
Yeah. But pretty much, the thing is, though, we were expecting the games to be called neutral in the Philadelphia series. Detroit asked for this, and they kind of got burned by it.
Yes, most definitely.
All right, gentlemen.
Continuing on with the schedule, over 1 hour later, an hour later at 8:30 at the TD Garden is Game 5 between the Celtics and the Magic.
Wait. We just went over the schedule just a couple of minutes ago, Jacob.
Okay, I must have missed that because I went to the restroom. My apologies.
I think we're on the next subject.
All right, then let's head off.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's head to the next subject. Let's head off.
Yeah, because we got to keep the show moving.
Hey, New Jersey! Well, mostly tri-state area. I bet you Carolina right now is looking for real estate in that area.
Well, rent mostly.
Oh, jeez.
Because I kept saying in that damn Discord, Carolina owns the tri-state area. What did you fucking expect?
Yeah.
Seriously, what did you expect?
Well, they own the Devils.
Not only they own that part. They own the whole tri-state area, dude. The whole tri-state area.
That's true on that part.
They own Philly, they own New Jersey, and they own New York.
Both New York teams.
Yeah, fair enough on that part. Yeah, safe to say, and safe to say, these NHL playoffs has not only lived up to the hype, but they are showing the NBA what playoff season is like.
Well, let me interject for a sec because just like what we saw last year, we're seeing way more than our fair share of playoff overtimes.
I'm glad you brought that
playoff
up.
physicality.
I gotta bring this up real quick, right?
Go ahead.
I know. I don't know if Ray's in the chat, and he is not. I know Ray and Hako. Ray's a Kings fan, Hako's an Oilers fan.
Yep.
Game 4. Nail biter. But here's the thing. Here's what I saw. Here's the thing. Here's what I saw when I looked at it. The game checker live. In overtime, the Oilers literally kept the puck to themselves. They kept it to themselves. They didn't give the Kings any chance.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, time of possession was literally in overtime was literally leaning heavily on the Oilers.
By the way,
that was game 3, Jose.
Oh no.
By the way, the Carolinas do not own the tri-state
That
area
was game
because
4,
we
my
were
bad. That was-
eliminated by the Rangers last. They were eliminated by the
Yeah, I'm
Rangers.
about to say, take the Rangers out of that.
Yeah,
It's the Devils. That's why I said they own the. That's why I said they own the Devils.
Yeah, they own the Devils. They don't own the Rangers.
It did no bullshit. No bullshit. Hold on, let me explain
They
something.
literally eliminated the.
We eliminated the Hurricanes last year.
Yeah, he's got
Come on, Jose, quieto.
They own you. That's fair. But the Rangers did get the job done. So.
You're getting the gentleman treatment tonight. Or when is it? When is game 5?
So
it's literally in 24 minutes right now.
Yeah, you're getting the gentleman treatment. So
as I would say, sounds like a skill issue. Everything I said still applies.
Hey yo!
Let me just bring this up. And this is for you, Jose. Basically, this whole series, kind of just made. If you're a Devils fan, this whole series just kind of makes you want to strip.
He's gonna strangle you. Stop that.
Well, yeah, but believe it or not, this first round, we got a lot of games are about to hit the clinch, while most of the others just went to the best 2 out of 3 falls, with one of them already got the man advantage heading into game 6.
Yeah. Matter of fact, I believe last night. Let me bring this up a little bit. About last night, we saw the Panthers. Actually, it was game 4 last night in the battle for Florida. Panthers defeated the Lightning 4-2 to take a commanding 3-1 lead.
Yep, and Zach is going to be over the moon on this one. The Capitals took game 4 in commanding fashion over the Canadiens 5-2.
Yeah, that game was on Sunday.
Hey boys,
that game was on Sunday.
Hey boys, since you're talking Capitals, I got a tiny version of Slapshot with me.
Oh, nice! He's got a Slapshot plushie. Nice.
Now, also, and we'll just have to deal with the echo. Last night, Stars defeated the Avalanche 6-2 to take a 3-2 lead.
Yep, they take the advantage heading into game 6.
What a drama going on within these playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Especially overtimes.
Yeah, a lot of overtime thrillers.
I just want to bring this up. More playoff overtime, honey. Yes, dear.
That's 9 right now. Last season, it got 16 overtimes in the playoffs.
Now, I just want to bring this up also.
We got a guest in. Welcome in, John. How you doing?
Now, I just want to point this out. This series, this has been interesting. At least we haven't seen any sweeps.
True. The brooms have not been pulled out of the janitor's closet so far in the quarterfinals.
Yes, so that's great. As we brought up, in fact, this game's supposed to start in a few minutes. We got the Senators and the Maple Leafs, and Senators need to win to keep this series going.
Yep, I do believe that's at the ACC coming up on ESPN.
Yes, it's going to be at the Scotiabank Arena.
Yep. Then, like Jose said, over in Raleigh,
it is our death nail.
Yep, at 7:30 on TNT. Then at 8:30 we got the first of tonight's best 2 out of 3 falls. Game 5 at the Fortress between the Wild and the Knights.
And the other series that had a 2-2. I'm pretty sure Harko and Wade pretty much going to get ready to have another brew. We got the Oilers and the Kings at the Crypto.com Arena.
Yep,
they're going to have that every year now.
It's almost becoming an annual tradition, honestly.
It seems like it.
yeah. So yeah, you got yourself a good night of double headers, both on ESPN and TNT on the ice.
Now, let me just bring this up real quick before we switch the subject. And son tells me this story kind of repetitive because we all go over the pond next. But do you guys remember the story that happened? I don't know how many. I don't know. A couple of seasons ago, where an English hockey player was killed on the ice.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I do.
Yeah, it was. I think he was killed. I think the blade of the skate.
Yeah, it got to his neck.
Yeah. Well, he's not going to face any charges. So, he's not going to face any charges. Yeah, a man arrested on suspicion of manslaughter following the death of ice hockey player Adam Johnson has been told he will not face charges. British prosecutor said Tuesday. Johnson played for the Nottingham Panthers and died shortly after his neck had been sliced in a collision with Sheffield Steelers defenseman Matt Petgrave during a game back on October 28, 2023. A man was arrested 2 weeks later, and though South Yorkshire, I hope I pronounced that right, South Yorkshire police did not publicly identify him, Petgrave himself said in a crowdfunding appeal for legal fees that he's the subject of a police investigation. On Tuesday, the Crown Prosecution Service decided it would not bring criminal charges against the man arrested following what it described as a shocking and deeply upsetting incident. The CPS and South Yorkshire Police have worked closely together to determine whether any criminal charges should be brought against the other ice hockey player involved.
Sorry, you lost me at South Yorkshire Police.
You lost him at South Yorkshire Police because I do believe. Oh wait. Oh God.
Yeah. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. We do have some breaking news from the NBA. What is it?
Yo, Matt.
Yeah, sorry about that. Let me get quickly. There we go. NBA has announced Rookie of the Year, and this year's Rookie of the Year goes to Stephon Castle from San Antonio Spurs.
Oh, Stephon Castle.
I'm surprised it wasn't Victor.
No, he won it.
He won it last year.
Oh, okay.
So Spurs won back-to-back Rookie of the Year.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yep.
Indeed. Very impressive. Now, if they keep building this direction, San Antonio's gonna be a dangerous team on down the road.
I think we're about to see the rebirth. I think we're about to see the rebirth of the 2000 Spurs.
All right then.
By the way, Carter, it's pronounced Yorkshire.
Now, never that story. We're gonna go ahead and move on. And yes, ladies and gentlemen, Gerg is in red, and he is in red for this specific reason.
Oh boy.
He's not the only one who's a little bit over the moon about this.
There it is.
Nation, stand up.
The Premier League champions, Liverpool.
Oh, hell, the Kings of the North.
Indeed.
The Kings and you get.
Well, they deserve it.
But yes.
Oh, yeah.
After a grueling season with just a few games left in the season, Liverpool captures its record-tying 20th Premier League championship, tying Hit Kid and Manchester United.
Actually, it's the record-tying 20th English league. English league title.
Yep. So let me be clear. Do I hate that Liverpool won the league as a Man United fan? Absolutely. I can't lie on that. This stings. Okay? This sucks. I'll be fair because that's your biggest rivals winning the league, okay?
Fair enough. Understandable. Have a good day.
Liverpool head and shoulders the best team in England this year.
Thank you.
I will give it up. Mohamed Salah having an age-defying season. Very important you kept him. The man is one of the greatest Premier League players I've ever seen. That is truth. That is truth. Arne Slot overachieving massively. I listen, it was a cold take. I didn't think he would succeed coming off a manager with such legacy in Klopp, guys, okay? Proving me wrong. I'm happy to eat humble pie over that. Congratulations to Liverpool. Well deserved. Next season is going to be a dogfight. Anyone can win it next season because
most definitely.
I hope it's going to be a big dogfight next season.
I actually think next season is the most open it's ever been because I don't. Let me put it like this. I will not be surprised if every fucking football pundit, soccer pundit, in a sense for Americans, make Arsenal the title favourites, and I don't think they have the manager to win the league.
It's gonna. I'm gonna say is this: we're gonna see a lot of teams bring out the AA guns and the flak guns for next season's campaign.
Go ahead.
Well, the thing is that whenever we think that the Premier League is going to be more open to other teams outside the top six, it's always back to the standard the next season. So I'm hoping that it becomes more of a crapshoot next season. But a lot of things went our way. Good things went our way in a good way. City completely dropped off after Rodri got hurt. Arsenal being Arsenal, Nottingham
decided to play like they had.
Guys, I gotta go.
All right, thank you for coming in, kid.
We didn't play. Now, mind you, I shouldn't really opine on this. Just like I shouldn't really opine on much sports over here because I don't actually really watch sports like that. But we didn't play up to our level at all. So
all I'm going to say is
that is an understatement, dude.
Yeah. Man U not living up to the expectations they should have. Man City falling off a cliff on the edge of the earth. Arsenal being Arsenal. Nottingham Forest being the shocker of the year of deciding to play like they got a mission from God. You know.
Hold on. Let me also bring this up. While Liverpool won the Premier League, Ipswich Town is
Thanks for coming. Thanks for having fun on your one season on the Premier League. Now head back down to the second division.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're being
relegated.
Back
to the championship. All three promoted teams relegated for the second year in a row.
Yep.
And I don't ever want to hear anyone saying that the EFL is catching up to the Premier League in terms of quality. Because
they still got a long way.
What's happening is that teams are beginning to are adapting to the ruthless nature that the Premier League and top flight football has. They're not catching up at all.
They're adapting, but they still got a long way to go before they can start saying that they're actually catching up to the Prem.
So let me also point this out. Every time I see the word regulated, it reminds me of that old Warren G song, Regulators.
You mean relegated?
Oh, relegated.
Yes.
The song is called Regulate. What are we talking about?
Still, good song by Warren G. Good song.
Yeah.
Great tune, class tune.
Yeah. But since we now know the winner of the cup, which is the Reds, and we already know the teams that's already gotten the boot down to the championship. Now comes the big question, and we still don't know who's going where. Who's going to be going to Champions League football?
Well, as a matter of fact, we do. I got some news from that one. Earlier today, we saw the semifinal between Arsenal and PSG.
Yeah, it came down, and believe it or not, it was a fight between the Young Gunners and PSG, in which PSG nearly got the first leg done in their favor with a 1-0 win in full time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he scored in the 4th minute.
An early goal was the only goal that they had. After that, it was just a knockdown defensive showdown.
Mm-hmm. Turns out one goal is all that they need. Tomorrow.
So when they go to their second leg, it will be a 1-0 aggregate on in PSG's favor.
Yes. Now tomorrow, this is gonna be on CBS and Paramount Plus.
Yep.
We'll have Barcelona and Milan.
Inter Milan.
FC Barcelona
Inter
and
Milan.
Inter Milan. I do believe this is at
This could be in Barcelona.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to get their name. I know
That's
it's
at the Olympic Stadium.
Oh,
Yeah, Estela Esteri Olympic Luis Companies.
Yeah, I know they had a former stadium, but I think they renovated it.
They're renovating Camp Nou. So
that's all
why
figured. Yeah, they're renovating Camp Nou. So they're playing at this
Barcelona
stadium while the renovations are underway.
Mm-hmm. Now, meanwhile, progressing on, I think we got English Premier League has a game Friday between Man City and the Wanderers.
Yeah. Actually,
also,
they got a game this Thursday, believe it or not, at 2:30 between Nottingham and AC Brentford. Believe it or not.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's You're talking about Friday. They're gonna have Friday. This Friday at 3:00 under the lights over at Man City at Etihad. The Wolves are gonna be heading over to Man City.
Oh boy, the Wolves.
Now, there we go. Saturday, in the Premier League, we got Aston
Villa.
Yeah, we have Aston Villa and
Fulham FC. Then
owned by the Khan family.
Then we have Then we have all three relegated clubs, and two of them are facing each other.
Yep.
Yikes.
Tank Derby.
Yes,
there you go.
Yes. The first regulated team, Ipswich Town, will be heading over to Everton to take on Everton FC. And then in Tank Derby, it's the Saints versus the Foxes over at King's Crown as Leicester City hosts Southampton.
Bye, Foxes.
One of the last home matches that Jamie Vardy will have in Leicester.
Yeah, I just want to point this out. Leicester City and Southampton. Look at this. A combined 51 losses.
And combined 6 wins and 11 draws in the Prem. Oh, God.
I know that. Let me just bring this up because I know that this is soccer, and how those two teams are playing, just
there
you go.
Waiting for that.
And I know this. Once we get to Saturday, I know Guron's going to have Sabaton on standby. And then rounding out Saturday's festivities over in Arsenal, I think North London. I could be wrong, or West London. I am.
Yeah, Emirates Stadium.
Yeah. The Gunners will be playing host to the Cherries as Arsenal goes head to head with AFC
Bournemouth.
AFC Bournemouth. Thank you very much.
Mm-hmm. Now on Sunday, we start off in Brentford. We're gonna go play against Man U.
Yep, Brentford's gonna be playing host to Man
The
U.
Bees.
Not the Bees.
I just want this campaign to be fucking over with. So
it's almost done. You got a couple more games.
We're on the May, the final month of the season.
And then Liverpool will begin their championship.
Oh no! You're getting ahead of yourself.
You forgot
dude.
somebody else.
There's two others.
Oh,
yeah, we got Brighton and Newcastle.
Yeah, the Doves will be playing host to Newcastle United.
Yep.
Then the Hammers of West Ham United will go head to head with the Spurs of Tottenham.
Or the Colts of Tottenham.
Hey, thank you. Then rounding out Sunday's festivities, Liverpool will begin their championship parade as they take on. They head over to Chelsea.
Oh fuck!
Man, don't usually wait until the season's over before they have their.
We need to get a top 5 spot to be the championship spot.
It's kind of like an early parade. Then rounding out the festivities, Monday night under the lights, Crystal Palace will play host to Nottingham.
Oh, that's gonna be tough for Crystal Palace. Nottingham's trying to race to be in the top 5 spot as well.
Yeah, so I mean, might be very interesting to see.
And can I bring this up quickly? You forgot about Jamie Vardy is ready to end his run with Leicester City.
Yeah, before we do anything else, I think something. Gerg is wants to go on the van here, so we better go ahead and give him the floor.
All right, take it away, Guru.
Okay. Bruce Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Why do you have to be such a fucking idiot?
Oh, here we go.
So last week, Bruce Arena went on a soccer podcast with Tim Howard, and I don't remember who.
I know where this is going.
Was. And he said some pretty.
He was saying something about
things about Mauricio Pochettino.
Yes.
In fact, let me try to get the original. Let me try to get the original slop that he was saying. He was saying something about.
Oh, he's saying he's a very good coach, but coaching international football is completely different than a club football.
If you look at every international team, national team in the world, the coach is usually a domestic coach. And I think when you have coaches that don't know our culture, our environment, our players, it's hard. I'm sure our coach is very good, but coaching international football is different than club football. It's a completely different job. And when I think you're a national team coach, you need to know your environment. You need to know the animals you coach, and we're lacking that. If you're an American coaching the U.S. team, you know the culture, you know the pride, and you know how important the national team is. They don't. I think when you bring someone from outside, they don't understand it. They don't understand it, especially in our country, because we're so different. You ask me if we lack pride, I'm watching and I'm shocked. I'm shocked that we can't beat Panama and Canada.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was painful.
Where do I even begin? Where do I even begin?
Well, let me just make this up
real
real.
time
Hold
I
on,
think.
Gert, let me just go bring this up real quick. Make it short.
Okay. You want shorts? Oh, what do you need the culture? That's kind of a little impossible because we don't have a fucking culture. We don't have soccer culture. We have we don't charge overpriced to go to international games. There's no reason to watch MLS aside from Messi. We have a pay-to-play system just to even go to the games. What culture is this guy even talking about? There is none. It's impossible to even say that we have a different culture. It's a sport for the higher class, not the working class like it is in every other country. There's no freaking culture. And he's here talking about how this guy can't even be paid in Canada.
What are you talking about?
Let me ask you something. Refresh my memory. Who was the guy that lost to Costa Rica and Panama and at home and Trinidad in World Cup qualifying? That cost us a spot in Mother Russia.
Bruce Arena.
Bruce, sit your ass down. Sit your fat ass down. All you really needed to say is, "Oh, I'm a racist," and it would have been a much better freaking explanation for your hate boner approach than he doesn't know the culture and the culture and all this shit.
I mean, let's call spade.
Shut your fat ass down.
I was gonna say,
drop.
I was gonna say, Garage, we should just call spade a spade. Bruce Arena's a hypocrite for saying that.
Oh, exactly. All right. Now that we got that up. All right. Now that we got that.
Losing to Trinidad was unnecessary for the United States.
Let's get all this up. Let's get all the Let's get all the hot air. Let's get all that. Let's get all the air out of the way, because now that we got that out of the way, let's get to the meat and potatoes of tonight's edition, shall we? Ladies and gentlemen, it is the final Tuesday of the month of April, in the year 2025. And for us, it is the second to last day of the first month of Major League Baseball. And man, this month has been interesting to say the least.
Well,
Yeah,
hold on. First and foremost, if you're a Mets fan, Sunday was not a good day for you. Because
Sunday was not a good day if you're a Met fan.
Yeah, because what happened was that the Mets had like it was a 6-1 lead.
Look at Brandon's face.
And then all of a sudden the lead just went up in smoke.
It just went poof.
You better hold your tongue on that one, Carter.
Mets.
Look at Brandon right now about his Mets.
It was almost as bad as it.
Now,
hold on.
I was gonna say I brought this up, because Monday, let's just say the Mets got their revenge in more ways than one.
That's what I was trying to get to.
They got payback.
So here's the thing: Mets
The
lost.
Mets blew a 7-1 lead, and then they proceeded to violently body bag the Nationals.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Mets lost Sunday 8-7, then come right back and just beat the Nationals yesterday. 19-5 was the final score.
Holy jeez.
Yeah.
The definition of if you fuck up, you spin around, you get your get back, and you make up for the mistake.
Yeah.
They made up for their mistake.
Yeah, I just want to point this out. This season is looking more and more like MLB The Show.
It does actually. Me and Brandon know that firsthand.
By the way, despite how trifling the Baltimore Orioles have been, they did get a win over the Yankees.
You dropped something, fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Really?
By the way,
I've
isn't something
seen,
that belongs to
seen
you?
more less lopsided games in backyard baseball.
Backyard baseball, the classic.
Yeah. Let me also bring this up last night. The Twins defeated the Guardians 11-1. Sheesh. There's a lot of these.
There is no such thing as defense in baseball, apparently.
No, there isn't.
Now we do have some games that's going on the way even as we speak.
We do, and there are some, but unfortunately, we do have a couple games that one has been delayed and the other has been postponed.
Yes, we'll get to them shortly, Jacob. First and foremost, bottom of the third, Phillies are leading the Nationals 3-0. This game's back over here to the top of the fourth.
Yep. Also, bottom of the third, tie is actually a scoreless game. Scoreless game over at PNC Park between the Pirates and the Cubbies.
Mm-hmm. Now, midway through the second, over at Steinbrenner Field, the Warriors lead the Rays 2-0.
Yep. Also, top of the second, it is over at Citi Field. It is actually scoreless between the Diamondbacks and the Mets.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is one of those games. This is one of those games which you said is in the rain delay. The Twins and the Guardians.
Another game that got postponed. I do believe because of the bad weather situation that's going on in the middle and the bad weather situations that's going on between. That was supposed to happen at Great American Ballpark between the Cardinals and the Reds.
Mm-hmm. So, like you said, that game has been postponed. Meanwhile, going on at Orioles Park, Camden Yard, excuse me. Yankees lead the Orioles 6-0.
Putting a beat down so far.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, the Bronx Bombers are bringing out the big bats over at Camden Yards.
I'm mad that they lost yesterday's game, so they now tee up.
Yep.
Yeah. We do have some games still coming up tonight. In fact, first pitch coming up.
We're not done with some of these games yet. I'm not too sure you guys brought it up, but if you did, Colts and the Pirates are scored at about.
I brought that up. I think the one we missed was top of the second over at the Sky Dome. Red Sox lead the Blue Jays 3-0.
Mm-hmm. All right then. Now then, over at Wade Field.
First pitch is about to happen about to happen in about 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. We got the Brewers and the White Sox.
Oh God!
it's gonna be another one of those seasons for the White Sox.
Hey, it could be worse. It could be the Colorado Rockies.
Speaking of Southside.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about
speaking
this.
of Southside, before we
yeah,
get to the other game.
Last night the Chicago White Sox released their City Connect jerseys for this year, and they decided that they decided to become the first team in Major League history to combine two leagues with their City Connects by combining the Chicago Bulls with their jerseys.
That was pretty cool from Chicago White Sox, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so too. And we should come at surprise because both of them have the same owner.
Yeah, shocking. Yeah, shocking. Then coming up later on, we're going to get back to the schedule here. Coming up later on tonight, kicking off the 7:00 games over at Globe Life Field in Arlington. It's the battle of the 500s as the A's make the trip to Arlington.
Well, they're not exactly at 500 just yet. They're
both of them are over 500 by game.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, let me also point this out. A's are doing surprisingly well. 15 and 14. I know it's early. Question is, can they keep it up? Should be interesting. Over at Dawkins Park,
aka the AC unit.
And we got the Tigers and the Astros.
That's going to be a good game in of itself. Both teams having a good way to kick off the season. Tigers
doing good so far.
18-11 to start the season. My Astros, same thing, 15-13 to start the season. So we got ourselves a good matchup coming up at 8-10.
Meanwhile, over at Coors Field, I'm pretty sure the defense will likely be somewhere else but here. We got the Braves and the Rockies.
The Rockies are
like I said,
horrible.
At least you're not the Rockies.
Yep. Rockies are awful.
Yeah, they're 3-10 at home.
Yeah, they're basically like we said, Coors Field. It's just basically a bar where baseball is played.
Oh yeah, let me just bring this up because if they're 3-10 at home, then they're 1-14 on the road.
I know it's too early to talk about. I know it's too early to talk about this, but are they becoming as worse as the White Sox last season?
I think they're on track.
I think that is one conversation we do not need to have because if we have hold on, Jacob.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Does anyone not pay attention to how bad the Rockies actually have been?
4 wins. What are they doing?
4 to 23. That is worse than the White Sox.
Yeah.
This isn't a conversation to have.
Yeah.
Right. Understandable.
Anyways, hold on, Jacob. Let's just put it this way, fellas. Congratulations. White Sox have passed on this to the Rockies.
Looking through your trash bag, what's it say about you? Funky trash.
We got a new
tenant in the dumpster. God, it's been a while since we had funky trash.
We got a new tenant in the dumpster.
Yay!
Anyway, kicking off the night game, starting off at 9:40 over at Petco Park. I know Matt's going to be watching this vaguely. It's a rivalry game continuing as the Giants and the Padres are battling in SoCal baseball.
Padres are struggling right now. They better put something turn around. And they
also, I was going to say, also going on at T-Mobile Park, we have the Angels and the Mariners.
ALS matchup at 8:40. Then rounding out the festivities, it's an interleague matchup at Dodger Stadium as the reigning champs take on the Marlins of Miami.
No, Dodgers ready for another ass whooping on Miami.
Well, let me just point this out. Before I unleash the cat, let me point this out. So there's some story that came out from Tampa. The place where they want to build the Rays' new stadium, there's no room for it.
They can't catch a break. They can't catch a break.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there's no room for it. So, and now more than likely we could see the Orlando Dreamers. For
what we've been hearing through the grapevine, Orlando is making a heavy bid to get MLB to bring them a team to Disney to Disneyland.
In other words, relocate them to Orlando.
Speaking of that, I just
Hold on.
learned that they've made.
I was about to say, let me just bring this up real quick because Brody Brazil was discussing this on this video today. Apparently the group behind the Orlando Dreamers have $2.5 million $2.5 billion saved up for this. $1.5 billion to get a baseball team and $1 billion to build a stadium.
That's a lot for Orlando.
Yeah. But I just want to point this out. I mean, hey, that kind of money, it'll make anyone change a tune. If you offer that kind of money. The question is, what do you do? How would you handle the Tampa Bay Rays situation at this point? Because the city's already going to put in $22.5 million to rebuild the roof. And then once they rebuild the roof, then they'll discuss how to go, redo the inside of it. But right now, their main focus is getting the roof repaired. Especially if they have to deal with the elements of Florida.
Hindsight's 2020, and there's them thinking of doing a Teflon covered fiberglass roof in Florida weather with hurricane season. Yeah, not a good idea.
Might as well be a giant magnifying glass.
Oh, good. I can see this now because apparently Jose remembers going up, and you put like a magnifying glass.
No, actually, funny enough, no, that never happened. I've never done that. I really never done that.
Put the magnifying glass and put it on the ant, right?
On anything? No, I've never done that. I've never done that.
No, you don't know what you're missing.
Well, then that's too bad. Then, anyways,
that's true.
Isn't that how Pyromaniacs start? Speaking of Pyromaniacs,
that's pretty tame coming from a guy who says he's the embodiment of chaos.
Whoa! You know what, Jamal? Fair point. You win. Now back to the Brewers and White Sox have just started, top of the first.
A little bit of a scoring update on my end. Mets struck first blood against the D-backs in Queens.
Yeah, they did. I was about to say that, but that didn't. But yeah, we were talking shit. Anyways,
make that tune then.
It's beginning.
Down in Global Life Field in Arlington. If we're going to continue with these games, I don't know if you talk. I think you talked about this, maybe not, but I'm going to say it anyways again.
We pretty much talked through them all.
You talked to them all? Okay. Well, then if that's the case, the only game I'm interested in, I'm about to say it's Tigers and Astros.
That was a very intriguing contest.
Division series rematch.
Not really, because I see this more as like the Tigers prove it season. Like you got into the playoffs because two teams had to fall off a cliff.
Majorly.
So now the challenge is do it again.
Yes.
Do it again.
Can you do it again?
Back.
Without having any help.
Considering that they have Mark Scooble, who last year got a pitching triple crown, I'm pretty sure they can.
Again, here's the thing. I've said this before. I'll say it again. It does not matter in the beginning stages. What matters is going into the summer where the heat's blazing. The heat's blazing. People are passing out, and the sun's unforgiving.
Okay.
Yeah, the dog days.
Oh, wait. People passing out. That's kind of a stretch, Jose.
It's West Coast. West Coast.
Yeah, but you have to remember, this is Detroit, Michigan. This is the Midwest.
That's true. I'm just saying. I'm trying to say that summer is unforgiving, and it's going to prove it right here in baseball as a whole.
Detroit fans should be used to something getting deprived from their city, considering the automobile industry. But we're going to leave that alone.
Yeah, let's leave that alone.
Yes. On that note.
Wait, hold on. Did I just hear Orlando getting a baseball team?
Yep.
Probably.
It's a possibility.
Oh, good. The Disney Nazis are gonna love that.
Oh no!
Hey, I was gonna say this. If everything goes well, we might be hearing Orlando Magic on a baseball.
No.
Jeez, Jacob.
No.
We're not doing that, Batman.
As I said, although I will say this, we got to change Disney's song from "Bring Your Wish Upon the Star" to "We Will Rule the World with an Iron Fist."
We suck again. We suck again.
All right.
Anyways, moving on. Let's wrap it up.
Disney is used to taking over with rough propaganda, so.
Wow. Okay. Yep. Now we're done. Yep. We're done.
Okay. All right.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Greg?
What did we learn?
What you learn is that Disney is an imperialist company that wants to take over everything.
Oh, here's another thing.
We already knew that.
Also, here's another one. What did we learn? Also, if you want to make a provocation or bet that your team's about to do something, make sure that the team can back it up.
Exactly.
Oh my God! You guys are not going to believe what's going on in Baltimore.
It's 9-0 Yankees. It's 9-0
Oh my
Yankees.
God.
Motherfucker.
Bomb of the fourth too? Jesus.
The Bombers are the bomb.
Okay.
Because the Orioles have no pitching.
Yeah,
and they have no defense.
Yeah. We better go get George Takei and go.
I know why. I was being sarcastic.
But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you so much for joining us here in the bar this evening. First and foremost, if you like what you see, please subscribe to our channel, like this video, share this video, and when you do subscribe to our channel, by all means, please hit the bell.
Oh shoot! I got that thing back.
Wait.
Sorry.
Hold on. Wait. That's it.
What?
Hold on. That's
Get
it.
the clown away, please.
All right.
Also, one other thing. I have audio footage of what's going on in Baltimore.
All right.
Jose.
Guys.
Jose.
Hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, just that I was about to say there was not a lot to talk about. I want to apologize for thinking that.
Also, Zach, I'm so sorry I had to do it.
Hold on, gentlemen.
No, you're not. You
okay, that's
it.
Anyways, guys.
Yeah.
That's
exactly right. I'm not.
Let me just go through the scores real quick. Right now in the third quarter, the Bucks are leading the Pacers 68-64. This game just started between the Pistons and the Knicks. It's 11-7 Detroit.
Wait,
it's early. They just started. That's over on the hardwood. Switching to the ice.
Now,
I believe we started. Oh, have we started?
Yeah,
yes, we have.
Oh
shit! That was Chuck first blood.
Hold on. Devils lead the Hurricanes 2-0.
2-0. Okay. Hold on.
Breathe.
Am I having hope, baby? Sorry.
Breathe.
Quick, someone take the Hopian tank away from him.
Yeah, exactly. Please do, because I don't believe it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. This is a setup. This is a setup.
Boys, I'm gonna head on out. It's been good.
All
right, thanks for joining us, Zach.
All right, Zach. I'm gonna give you a hug later.
Take care, Zach.
Before Jose
loses it
by false hope. The Senators in the Major League in the late in the first period, their score is 0-0. In relation to back to what I was saying, I want to thank Matt. I want to thank Gurk. I want to thank Hit Kid. I want to thank Jamal. want to thank, of course, Zach. Want to thank everybody. Oh, let's not forget Jeffrey. Want to thank him for joining us too, for joining us here on the show, as well. We pretty much talked about everything, and one thing we did learn on this show, if your dad is a defensive coordinator, whatever you do, don't do anything so stupid it might cost your dad his job.
That was so wrong, dude.
Yeah, so I know kids just being kids, but if you're gonna be a jackass, make sure whatever you do doesn't cost your dad his job. Or
Most
else,
importantly,
Most definitely.
most importantly, everyone is getting paid.
Most definitely.
So, but want to thank you all for joining us here this evening, ladies and gentlemen. April's coming to a close. May the chaos be with us, because good Lord, May's gonna be a doozy.
Oh yeah, the month of May, the month of I call it the month of speed.
Yeah,
And also the Champions League final.
Yeah, I do believe the Indy 500 is next month.
And
yep, as always.
Don't forget the Coca-Cola
There's a
600.
lot that's going to be happening. Oh,
And don't forget the
man, I am
Coca-Cola
going to
600,
die.
the longest race on the calendar.
And the final month for every domestic leagues in Europe and for football.
Yes, and of course, you know, the playoffs go into full steam in both the NBA and the NHL. By the way, also keep a close eye on what's going on in the Euro League, because some of the NBA's future might be coming from overseas. You never know. So keep a very close eye on what's going on over there. So you'd be surprised, because I do believe that's where Victor Wembanyama came from.
Yeah, he came from Europe.
Yep. So keep a close eye keep a close eye, because the NBA is really becoming a very, very multicultural league.
We just loaded up a rifle.
Yeah, which explains how come I think the NBA is thinking about doing an international format for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Anyway, Jacob, go ahead and take us home.
Thank you very much there, Carter. Yes. So it's safe to say this month has been kookier than a pet-coon. To say this is an understatement. But yeah, the month of laughs has been the month of funnies for a lot of us. Some others may surprise. But nonetheless, we are about to hit the month of May, as I call it, the month of speed and or chaos, depending on who you ask. And trust me, I say this, when we get to the month of May, it's going to be a lot. It's going to be all hands on deck, because the NBA and the NHL playoffs is about to get into the next year with the semifinals and with the semifinals, and of course the Champions League across Europe is about to reach its final conclusion of seeing who's going to hoist that silver trophy in the finale. And of course, the MLB is about to hit its second month as we continue on March to October, as you see who's going to be hoisting the Commissioner's Trophy at season's end. And of course, the NFL will continue its off-season, and we'll see what kind of shockers is going to come our way on our desk. And trust when I say this, we will keep an eye on it as always. And so, if you like what you saw from episode 172 of the VW Sports Podcast, then do us all a favor. Subscribe to the VW Sports Podcast channel. And if you like what you saw, then like this video and share it across all social media platforms. That being, of course, Facebook, Twitter, and Blue Sky. We don't touch Instagram and TikTok for two reasons. One, Instagram is too toxic even for us. And two, TikTok is, well, TikTok. And you want to be notified when we go live, which is every Tuesday, 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific, on our YouTube channel. Then by all means, goes all fair and hit the bell.
I'm late.
I did it.
No, you got it. Anyways,
Yay.
And you'll be notified when we go live on YouTube. But until then, we need to go rest up and continue our mayhem through the NBA playoffs in the first round. So for our boys, Jamal, Zach, Gurak, Matt, and our newcomer and our new boy, Jeffrey Albritton. For my executive producer, Jose, and for our bar teams, Brandon and Carter, this is JB. We are signing off. We will see you guys in the month of May for episode 173 of the VW Sports Podcast. Until then, y'all stay safe, and y'all have yourselves a good night, everybody.
We really have nothing else to do, don't we?